to another session of Azure. So in this session I am going to tell how to install a VNC Viewer on a Linux VM that is running on Azure and how we connect it. So first make sure your Linux machine is up and running. So I have started my machine and copy my address, public address that will be used for connecting, and I will go to my terminal and use my public address to connect to the server. And yes, so I am connected to my server and I will switch to root user now. Now to install a VNC Viewer, so VNC Viewer will help you to run the system in GUI. So many times, like few applications needs to run some GUI screen to be installed or to be monitored or configured. So in that case VNC Viewer would be helpful, and this is mostly used across the industries. So first thing that I will install is yum install Tiger VNC -server, and it will install a VNC Viewer. So benefit of VM is that it will install the dependencies as well. So whatever dependencies are required, that will also be installed. So let it quickly complete. So the Tiger VNC installation is complete. I will install few more packages. Extra, okay. Next I will install set root. Okay, that is already there, so that's fine, and I will run a xclock to make sure that the GUI interface is coming. So I will be installing a small utility. So once this is done, what we are going to do, we are going to start the VNC Viewer service and try to connect from a remote machine, that how it will be connected. So to start the VNC Viewer, we will be writing a simple command VNC Viewer, VNC server. Okay, so we have to start the server first, right? So we have to type the command VNC server and enter. Okay, so first time, because we are starting, so it will say give any password that will be used for connection. So I will give some password. So it will also ask if you need an view only password, so I will say no. And my VNC is started. Okay, right now I have not mapped my address or the host name with an IP, so you might see you will not be able to access directly with the host name. If you see it here, it is not mapped with any specific host here. So I will keep as it is, and I can connect to VNC Viewer using my IP also. So the public IP that we used here, you can go ahead and use that IP. So this IP can be used, and you have to make sure that the port that is started 1, so that should be used. So I will use my tool. So you can download a tool called as, if you are on Windows, VNC Viewer tool. So you can download any VNC Viewer tool, or I already have this tool because I am on Linux operating system. I will use this tool to connect. So I will put my address and :1 because this is the one that is being used, and enter. Okay, now if you see, it will not be getting connected. Okay, so now why it is not getting connected? So because this runs on a port. So if it is saying 1, so 1 means it is running by default. Port will start from your number as, just a second, 5900. Okay, and if it is 1, so it will become 5901. If it is 2, it will become 5902. So these ports has to be enabled on the security group of my specific Linux machine, else it will not be allowed. So if you remember, we only enabled one port, that was 22. That's why when you are trying to connect, it is still saying unable to connect to your VNC server. Now we have to enable the firewall on port 5901. So I will simply do firewall, CMD add -port 01/TCP and then we will reload the firewall. F1 CMD and enter. Once we have made all these settings, go to your EBS server, whatever is the server, go to your networking. Okay, so if you see the allowed ports, so allowed port, inbound allowed port are only 22, and your internal vbound network. Okay, so what I will do, I will add an inbound port. Okay, and port range, let's say I will give for 5901. Okay, and destination any. Okay, source can be any. If you want to limit to a specific IP address, it will only make connection from that IP address. And service, and that will be your specific port ranges. Okay, so this is your destination port that you have to give. So I will give it as action allow, and I will say name it as VNC underscore port. And VNC server. Okay, and source port would be star. Sorry. Okay, so source port would be star, and the destination port range would be 5901 because I want to connect it. And service can be any service, so you can select a specific set of service, so that will take a default value, but we are taking it custom because we are giving a custom port here. And add Now we will go to our server networking. In networking, what you have to do, we have to add an inbound port rule. So source can be any, and source port range can be any, destination can be any, and custom would be 5901. Okay, and you have to select any, allow, and you can give it here as port VNC and VNC server. Once this is done, you can go ahead and click on add. Okay, so there is already this priority, so let me set it as another number. Okay, so the rule has been added successfully in your inbound security. Once the port is open, let's try to install your VNC Viewer. Let me show you this one. Okay, so for Linux, I will take this VNC Viewer and it will say whichever you want. So I will take as Debian format based on my Linux operating system. If you are on Windows, you can download the Windows respective one. I will download the VNC Viewer here and keep it. I'll go ahead to the downloads and I have to install it, the package. So now the VNC Viewer is installed. Let's open it. Okay, I will accept it. So if you now see, the connection is allowing, so I will continue. It will ask me the password that I gave while creating, and my VNC screen is enabled. I will close it, and what I will do, I will stop my VNC colon y. Now and press Y. So Genome is a bigger package, so it will install lot of packages and files if you want to install a Genome. So my Genome is installed. Now let's start my VNC. Now we will connect the VNC Viewer. So now if you see, it will be a better look and feel than what we were seeing previously. So this will brought up your Genome specific utilities, whatever you see, so you will be able to see from here. So that was all for this video. Thank you. If you like my channel, please subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you.